Hi, Wendy.
Hi Lisa.
Do you want to just tell us a little bit about your story, last few years with melanoma?
Okay, well, the first time I kind of, I found that I had melanoma was just over 10 years ago, and I suddenly noticed a spot on my leg when I got out of the shower, and it started to bleed, and it was a real shock. I never had seen a spot in that place before, so I went to the doctors, and when it turned out it was a melanoma, I went straight into day surgery within a week or so and had it removed, and it wasn't a particularly serious one. It hadn't been very invasive, and so that was a real relief for me, and the outlook was really good, that it was very unlikely that I would have any further repercussions, and I had checkups for the next 5 years, and it was all clear and great, and I didn't really think too much about it, but I always paid close attention to my skin and kept an eye on things, any lumps or bumps I'd want to get checked out. And then suddenly, just recently, which was 10 years after I had the original spot removed, I suddenly found just a lump in my groin, and I was immediately concerned and went to the doctors, and they said, oh, it might be this or that, and gave me some antibiotics, but I knew that wasn't. I just felt that there was something wrong, and followed it up, and eventually a couple of weeks later had a biopsy, and it showed that it was a secondary melanoma that had got into my lymph glands, lymph node in my groin, and so within 4 weeks or so I was in hospital having surgery to have all of my lymph nodes in my left groin removed, and that was a pretty full-on operation and a bit of a shock to the system. I guess in that situation you just go with it. I guess the good news was that there was only one node affected, and that was encouraging. I guess there's a lot of fears that you have in that situation, like many people. I just completely freaked out and was madly looking around to try and get some information and see who I could talk to and where I could get some information about what this meant. And I was really confused for a long time. I was particularly concerned when my original diagnosis came back from the doctor, and I said, oh, what does this mean? And my doctor said, oh, you don't want to know. And I was quite horrified by that response, because clearly it was my body, it was my health, and I did want to know, and I wanted to know as much information on it as I could get. So it was great to be able to connect with Melanoma Patients Australia on the website, talk to people, ring Cancer Council, get booklets, all sorts of resources. When I had opportunities with the doctors to ask as many questions as possible and find out where I was at and what I could do. And I guess now I'm on the road to recovery and having to, refocus and just remember that it's important to be present and, just make the most, get on with things, because one of the things about melanoma is it seems to be a cancer that is full of uncertainty. People really don't know. The chances of me having had something come back was really remote, and